Brian, has this weekend just been a dream come true?
This is the weekend that I don't think a Disney movie can be made of. It's unbelievable. You know, I always dreamed of winning the Kentucky Derby. When my grandparents have a photo of me when I was 6 years old. I used to ride around in my dad's jock pants on my bicycle, telling him I was going to win the Kentucky Derby someday. So to be able to do this with Kenny and all our family here, it's unbelievable. You know,
Did you see this coming?
We believed in this horse for a long time. You know, that was the nice thing about it. We thought we came into this with a legitimate chance, and with the post position we drew, we thought we could make a little magic happen, and it just you couldn't have drew it up any better than it came about. Everything fell into shape the whole way around there through the entire race, just like I thought it would, and from there I was fortunate enough to have the right horse under me.
How do you describe the historical significance of what you achieved this weekend?
I don't think you can describe it. I mean, to be able to pull off an Oaks and Derby double, it's rarely been done, and it's something that it's going to take a long time to sink in.
First since 1952.
Oh, wow, yeah. So
can you describe the finish for this race, how close it was, and what's running through your head?
It was unbelievably close, because when I got to the 16th pole, I'm like, oh, wow, I'm going to win the Kentucky Derby, but my horse was running. And then when we hit the wire, those horses, they surged really quickly late, and I'm like, oh, God, did we lose? Did we win? Did we win? And we pulled up at the outrider, Greg Blasey, and I'm like, Greg, did I win? Did I win? And he's like, they haven't said anything yet. And then he goes, yeah, you won. But then they didn't hang the number for like a couple more minutes. And I was like, I told him and Donna Barton, I'm like, this is the longest 2 minutes of my life. It was the fastest 2 minutes a little while ago. Now it's the longest 2 minutes.
Kenny, how agonizing was that photo?
Not at all. I was standing next to a monitor over here, and I could see the photo. I mean, they had slow motion right to the wire, so I think I was maybe a minute or two ahead of everybody.
Wow.
But I felt like even watching it live that we got his head down. But look, Brian Hernandez won that horse race. I mean, that was a brilliant ride. I mean, some say he's underrated jockey. No more. I mean, he knows what to do out there. It's reminiscent of Calvin Burrell. I mean, and I've always said, Carl Nasker is one of my idols. And I've said before that between Carl and Calvin and Brian and I, we kind of try to emulate the same type of program. It's not a complicated barn. We keep things simple. We don't tolerate any dysfunction. We want everybody to be in their spot all the time. And, Brian's an important cog in the wheel. I mean, he comes and he does his thing. He teaches these horses, and he's a brilliant young man.
What you see today doesn't happen every day.
Sorry?
What you did today doesn't happen every day.
No, it doesn't, but it really felt like I felt like all week that this was all coming together. I mean, I think you feel the energy of it all, and and if there's any negativity, you've got to cut it out, and you've got to get focused in on the positive. And I felt really positive on both horses. I mean, this colt here is he's an old soul. He's calm and cool. He stood in the paddock like an 18-year-old pony. I mean, he doesn't waste any energy whatsoever, and he's fast, and that makes all the difference.
Kenny, you're a Kentucky boy. You're a Kentucky boy. How does this moment intersect with the dreams you've always had for this moment?
Well, it's been a lot of long days, and it's never been easy. Seems like even tomorrow morning we've got work to do. But yeah, it's pretty darn special. I mean, Lexington. I remember going to the races at Keeneland with my grandfather. My dad, he was always around it, loved it. A shame he couldn't be here, but I know he's up there.
What kind of party is this going to be tonight?
Oh, I don't know. It already started a little bit, but I don't know. I'm not going to drink a lot, to be honest. I mean, I have a couple of cocktails and actually just try to relax more than anything. The older I get, the less I party, to be honest.
You called your shot this week. You called your shot in both races.
Yeah.
Why were you so confident?
Well, like I said, both horses were doing extremely well. I mean, sometimes you come into a race like this and the horses, they have issues, or they're not eating well, or this one's got a foot issue, this one's coughing, or might have a little body soreness. Both horses were fantastic. I had somebody I have a lot of respect for, Dr. Steve Alday, came. I said, go over these horses. We did this about 3 weeks ago. He said, Kenny, they're perfect. And they were.
So what's your plan for Preakness?
We'll take it as it comes. Right now I'm not going to commit to any of that. We'll see. We'll send. Definitely Torpedo Anna is not going to the Preakness. Mystik Dan, we'll have to talk about it. We'll see how he eats tonight. You know, as long as he's not knocked backwards at all, we'll seriously consider it. But it's not a given.
Appreciate your time, brother. Thank you.